What's up everybody, AnimeX here, and in this video I will be adding yet another part into the What If Naruto Was an Otsutsuki story. This is due to the usual reasons: you guys enjoy the videos, and really just due to the grind of this What If. And the experiment so far is going decently well. YouTube is messing with the channel a slight bit, just a teeny tiny bit, but it's all good. We're pushing through and we're getting this What If story out. Anyways, as usual, I'll be recapping the last part of the What If before jumping into the new material. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, as usual, in the last part, I'm going to be recapping, and there was quite a bit that happened. The Kage Summit had been escalating a little bit, and basically, we started off with Hiruzen really kind of taking the dominant role of the Kage Summit, directing everybody and trying to, get everybody in place as he's, trying to get the Kage together and get them all to support his cause. That ended up being the kind of first half of the What If, with the all the Kage starting to work together, until they had learned that there had been a traitorous Kage among them, and we found kind of found out who it was, being Yagura attacking Hiruzen. After that, we switched over to the perspective of Naruto, who up until this point had been dealing with the dilemma of whether or not he should really try to obtain the Rinnegan through becoming emotionally vulnerable, like Zetsu had just told him was the ability, or if he should continue his quest to find the Biju. Now, at the end of the part, right, we left off with Naruto making the decision to go back to town, see the girl that he had seen in that town, and basically prepare himself to get the Rinnegan. So, that's where we're going to jump into the story. Now, like I said, in the last part of this What If, we left off with Naruto heading back to one of the first places he ever visited on Earth. Now, Naruto has arrived within the small town, and as he walks towards the shop that he has found Asahi in, initially he sees her standing in the shop, selling food, and seemingly being happy, with a large, kind smile on her face, just as he had last remembered her. Now, as Naruto walks over there ready to speak and hopefully leap into a human-like conversation, ready to get his emotions in check in order for him to obtain his Rinnegan, Naruto is then pushed from behind by someone who is charging through the town streets. As this happens, Naruto furrows his eyebrows together and gets ready to completely tear apart this insolent human that dared even graze his shoulder. But just as his prideful rage builds up to its maximum, he senses a pair of eyes on him that he recognizes as Asahi's, and Naruto then loses focus on what had clearly just bothered him before and walks over to that shop. As he walks over, Naruto feels a myriad of uncomfortable sensations, one being the higher pace of his heart beating, the shorter breaths that he's taking, and the most prevalent of these uncomfortable sensations being the fact that, for some reason, Naruto's hands, and more specifically palms, are extremely sweaty. But Naruto muscles through this and is determined to develop his Rinnegan, so he charges up to the shop and awkwardly places his arm on the table in a show of false confidence. Hello. Naruto waves at Asahi casually, or at least attempts to. Now, as Asahi sees Naruto's face, she immediately recognizes him, as he's a pretty difficult person to forget, and smiles. Hey, have you come to save me yet? Asahi asks this playfully, knowing that Naruto most likely wasn't thinking when he said that, and Naruto's confident facade immediately dissipates, along with his face turning red. Not yet. Still working on the saving part. Asahi chuckles when Naruto says this, thinking that he's clearly joking. It's okay. You can save me later. But, I never got to ask the last time you were here. What's your name? Naruto swallows all of his nervousness as he attempts to respond slowly. My name is Naruto. Asahi then just smiles. Naruto, huh? It's a pretty cool name. But, is there anything you need? Anything I need? Yeah, you walked over to the shop like you wanted to say something or wanted something, so I was just asking. Oh, yeah, I actually do. Naruto, as soon as this sentence leaves his lips, realizes that he had no plan of what he was going to say, or even how he would get Asahi to help him become more human and become more emotional. So instead of making something up, or completely, at least coming up with a complete lie, which he can't do on the spot, he tries to sprinkle some truth in his story. Well, I actually do have a request for you, and it's a kind of big, really strange one. So I understand if it may be too much, but, well, as you may be able to tell from my appearance, I'm not really from around here. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, well, my clan happens to be a very secluded one. In fact, we're never near civilizations like this, and we really don't know the customs of anyone outside of our clan. I'm actually heading into a village, a large one, in order to gather supplies for my clan and, get things that it needs. But in order to not just be turned away for being extra weird, you need someone to teach you how to be normal. Right? Asahi puts the word normal in air quotes. Yes, exactly that. And since you were the only person to show me common human courtesy, I was wondering if you could help me learn normal people stuff. Asahi looks at Naruto after he's done talking and thinks about what she should do. I think I can do it, but on one condition. Naruto's eyes glint with a curiosity in his eyes when she says this. What is the condition? If I teach you about regular people stuff, you have to teach me about the people in your clan, because you seem pretty interesting, and the way you talk is kind of funny too. So, I'd love to hear it if you're willing. Naruto then smiles as she says this. Sure, I'll tell you about my people as you teach me. Okay, come back here tomorrow at about the same time. My dad or one of my brothers should be working the shop, so I'll have time to teach you stuff then. Okay? Naruto then nods. Okay. Bye, Asahi. Naruto waves awkwardly at the girl, and Asahi chuckles upon seeing this and just waves back. Bye, Naruto. Naruto then walks hurriedly off until he is out of town. As he gets out of town and as he sits down in the grassy fields, he hears a voice in his head that he recognizes as Kurama. Your heart is beating pretty fast, huh, kid? Shut up, Kurama. Haha. You really only will learn how bad humans are when you get burned, I guess. I won't get burned, Kurama. I'm only doing this to get my Rinnegan. It's not what your palms are saying. Shut up. Like I said, I'm only doing this for my Rinnegan. Yeah, that's what you think now. But what happens when the plan works as you expect and you start to develop emotions and feelings? I don't know, but all I know is once I get my Rinnegan, I'm leaving. Plain and simple. What was all that talk about saving Asahi then? Was that all just a lie? Or Otsutsuki bravado? Naruto just turns away, thinking that Kurama's just a normal person, but he continues to speak inside of his head. I'm not going to continue this discussion any further. Once I get my Rinnegan, I'm leaving, and that's that. We'll see, Naruto. We'll see. Now, our perspective switches back over to the Kage Summit, which has devolved into complete and utter chaos. Yagura has already attacked Hiruzen, bringing out his claw in order to hurt Hiruzen, but the old man is able to easily dodge and outmaneuver this attack. Hiruzen brings out a staff of his own in order to prepare himself for battle. I guess Lord Mizukage was a traitor among us after all. Hiruzen then, preparing for battle, starts revving up his chakra to the highest degree. Alright, I do have a problem with attacking youngsters who have no experience like this, but I guess I'll have to make the exception. Hiruzen then spins his staff above his head a few times before jumping at Yagura and bringing the staff down, slamming into his head and knocking him to the ground. Hiruzen then leaps up into the air and throws 3 massive shuriken that pin Yagura's arms to the ground. As soon as he does this, all the Kage create some distance between them and Yagura in case he decides to tap into the Biju's chakra, knowing that, as a perfect Jinchuriki, this is a very possible and viable option. Now, As Haruzen lands on the ground, he continues to hold his staff in a defensive stance, with Danzo standing by his side. Now, as Danzo watches Yagura, he decides to reveal one of his secrets that he didn't want to, but has to now. Kakashi, reveal yourself! Danzo yells this out, and then, from the shadows of the room, Kakashi Hatake appears with his Anbu mask over his face and sword on his back. With your Sharingan, check what is wrong with Mizukage. Kakashi then nods and walks over to Yagura without a word. Then, as he looks at him, he reveals his Sharingan and looks at Yagura's chakra flow, trying to determine if there is anything problematic with his body, or maybe if he's under the influence of a weak genjutsu. Now, as Kakashi realizes what is wrong, his eyes widen to a crazy degree. Lord Danzo, Lord Haruzen, I've discovered the problem with the Mizukage. Raikage then demands that Kakashi immediately tell them all the problem with the Mizukage, and just as Kakashi turns to him, and just as he opens his mouth to tell them all, Yagura's body explodes with the Bijuu's power within him, as he frees himself from the shuriken that had him pinned to the ground, and he swings his arm at Kakashi, tearing right through his body and flesh in a mere instant. But, just as Haruzen sees this, Kakashi's body turns into a log, revealing that he used a substitution jutsu just in time to avoid taking lethal damage, although he does have a minor wound on his chest. It seems that Yagura's chakra is showing that he's under an extremely strong and powerful genjutsu that is controlling his movements. It's something akin to Shisui's genjutsu. Every Kage is confused and alarmed when they hear this, and the Raikage is the first to speak. Perfect Jinchuriki are immune to genjutsu because their Biju is supposed to help them. That should work for Yagura just as well as it works for Killer B. Kakashi nods slightly. I am aware of that information, but my Sharingan isn't lying, and it can confirm for a fact that the Mizukage is under a genjutsu that neither he nor his Biju is able to shatter. That means that we either need to disrupt this chakra while he's unconscious, or kill him, because this genjutsu is something I've never seen before. In fact, I'm not even aware if we can disrupt this genjutsu. At least, I'm not sure if we can disrupt it without killing the caster. Now, the Raikage, in response to hearing that death is the only way out of this genjutsu, enters his version 2 lightning cloak, ready to kill Yagura. Immediately, he adds body flicker to amp his movements even further, and appears behind Biju Yagura and grabs him in a wrestling hold. Then, as the Raikage starts picking him up, he prepares to throw out an extremely strong nin taijutsu technique. Liger Bomb! Then, as he shouts this, he slams Yagura's entire body onto his back and neck, fracturing several brachial bones in his neck and back in the process. Then, just for good measure, the Raikage decides to keep going as he leaps into the air and drops down with a guillotine drop that slams into Yagura's chest, crushing him and his chest cavity completely. Now, as all of this happens, Yagura's solo guard, Kisame Hoshigaki, stands completely and utterly motionless. Initially, he was going to attempt to defend his Kage with his life, but when it was said that Yagura was under a genjutsu, Kisame was paralyzed with anger, confusion, and most of all a sense of a lack of purpose hit him squarely in the face. In his head, during this entire fight, one single thought bounced around in his head, threatening to destroy him and violently basically erasing everything that Kisame thought he was. What am I? I followed the rules of a foolish Kage for what? Kisame, upon realizing that his entire life as a shinobi could possibly be a lie, everything that he's built his ideology on is a lie, he collapses onto his knees as sweat drips from his nose and onto the ground. I have to leave this place. I'm no longer a shinobi of the Bloody Mist. Then, as all the Kages focus on Yagura's destroyed, limp body, Kisame takes this opportunity to slip out of the summit without a word. Now, as all of the Kage stare at the body of Yagura, Haruzen is squeezing his palms hard enough to even draw blood from them in anger and disappointment. We could have at least attempted to disrupt the genjutsu, Lord Raikage. I'm not gonna let this brat threaten us and threaten our mission to bring back my brother. So I'll kill anyone, any Biju I have to in order to bring him back. Do you have a problem with that, old man? Hiruzen, not wanting to create any further conflict and not wanting to disrupt this Kage summit to an even further degree, just nods in silence. Alright. We must explain to the Bloody Mist what has happened to their Kage, or else we will have a full-scale war on two fronts on our hands. And that is just not something we can sustain, especially the Cloud and Leaf Village, who have already been susceptible to war. I volunteer to be the person to reach out and explain things to them. Hiruzen then looks at Danzo and, reluctantly, decides to trust his old friend and hope it doesn't bite him in the butt later. While I'm gone, Danzo will be in charge of gathering the Leaf Shinobi and preparing them for war. Each of you other Kage must start building your villages back up for war and preparing. And upon my return, we will stay in communication and start combining our ranks. Any problems with anything that I've said? Hiruzen looks at each and every Kage, sensing to see if they have any problems or qualms with the plan that Hiruzen has presented. Since no one speaks up, Hiruzen takes this as a clean agreement and nods. Alright, then we can consider this summit adjourned. And as these words leave the mouth of Hiruzen, the Kage, along with their guard, all disperse and start heading back to their villages in preparation for war. Once more, we shift perspectives from the Kage back to the Akatsuki and back to their normal hideout. Now, just as usual, or just as they last met, Pain once again stands in the middle of the Akatsuki members and starts speaking to them. Now that we know the movements and action of the Kage in their villages, we can best strategize a way to take them down, and this other Biju-related problem down. This plan relies on a few things that we need, or a few people that we need would be the correct wording. Orochimaru, having a suspicion of what Pain is going to say, has a snaky smile appear on his face. We are going to recruit 3 more people into the Akatsuki. 2 of them we will recruit at a more crucial time, but as for now, 1 member will be added to our group. Kisame Hoshigake of the Bloody Mist. Bloody Mist, huh? Seems pretty interesting. Orochimaru is smiling from ear to ear as he says this. What about the other 2, Pain? I'm assuming one of them is Itachi Uchiha, correct? Pain looks at Orochimaru coldly with his Rinnegan before turning back to the rest of the group. The other 2, for the time being, are not ripe yet, so we must bide our time and wait till they are ready and powerful enough to join us. During this waiting time, I have a mission for you, Orochimaru. Since you seem very antsy and have a connection to the current Hokage, and since he is the most pressing issue on our plans moving forward, I need you to kill him. Can you do this? After saying this, there is a bit of empty air and silence in the room, with Orochimaru and Pain staring at each other. Then, Orochimaru decides to break the silence. Of course I can kill Hiruzen, as long as I have my puppeteering comrade with me. It should be a breeze. Orochimaru turns to Sasori and gives him a cold smile that Sasori does not bother returning. Well, that's that then. I'll send one of my secret operatives to capture and recruit Kisame Hoshigaki. And Orochimaru, you and Sasori have the honor of killing the 3rd Hokage and starting the chain reaction of pain to the world. And that, everybody, is where I'm going to end part 8 to the What If Naruto was an Otsutsuki series. For all of you guys wondering where yesterday's part was, and I said it was going to be a late video, I was up to 12 working on that, and of course, you know, when you work the hardest, of course you just get punished for it by your computer. But that's neither here nor there. There was a video today. I've already worked on the video for tomorrow, and you know, continuously after that. If the upload schedule is getting a little erratic, I do apologize. I'm just working on stuff for the next series, specifically What If Orochimaru Stole Naruto. It's going to be big stuff. If you guys like this series, I think the next series will probably, the goal, guys, I'll just say this, the goal is to make the next series by far the next series the best. Like, I'm the goal of that is to make it so good, right? So powerful, right? That there is no way you guys can even like any more series more than that one. But hopefully we'll see. So if you guys are wondering, that's what I'm working on. Anyways, as usual, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll leave links to my social media down in the description below. It includes my Discord, my Twitter, my Instagram, all that good stuff down in the description below. Along with Variety X, I will probably be posting more like some jokey videos. Not jokey like Lord Nuxenor jokes, but like just some chill videos. Not as serious as the last Variety X video. But anyways, like I said, as usual, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, guys, this is Anime X, signing off.